All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're going to peek behind the curtain and look at a company's actual strategic document. It's a campaign brief from a company called Joie. And trust me, it's a fascinating look at how they plan to tackle a superhuman, really tough issue, that feeling of uncertainty when you're between jobs.
So, right from the get-go, the brief asks this really powerful question, and it's one that I think cuts right through all the noise. It's something a lot of us have probably felt at some point, and as we're about to see, the answer isn't just about money, not even close.
And this is what I find so cool how they break this down. Their entire strategy is built on understanding these things that we don't always talk about. I mean, think about it. It's your routine, right? The whole structure of your day, of your week. It's your identity as a professional. It's the people you connect with every day. It's that feeling of momentum, of moving forward. These are the things that really anchor us, and when they're gone, man, it can really shake you to your core.
So right away, the brief completely reframes the problem. They're saying, look, this isn't just about a paycheck. It's an emotional crisis. It's a structural crisis. And that one insight, that becomes their North Star. It guides literally every single decision they make from this point forward.
And check this out. This quote is pulled straight from their internal document. This tells you right away, this is not some marketing fluff they slapped on at the end. No, this is a core belief that's baked right into their strategy. You can see they're starting from a place of real empathy, really trying to get what the user is going through.
Okay, so that brings us to the solution. How do you take that empathy and turn it into an actual, concrete plan? Well, let's break it down. This is basically their blueprint for treating people with dignity when they're going through a really tough, vulnerable time.
At the heart of this whole thing, you'll find 5 core principles, or pillars. And I want to be clear, these are not just buzzwords. As you're about to see, these principles are the real deal. They guide everything, every design choice, every word they write, every single feature they build. And here they are: emotional support, community, accessibility, dignity, and flexibility. The key, and this is really smart, is that every single thing they do in their campaign has to map back to at least one of these pillars. It's a really simple rule, but it keeps them so focused and honestly, genuinely helpful.
Okay, so this is the tricky part, right? How do you take a big abstract idea like dignity and actually turn it into, I don't know, a button on a website? Let's dig into how they connect these big pillars to the tiny pixels on the screen.
Let's zoom in on just one of these because I think it's the most powerful: dignity. So what does that actually mean? Well, according to the brief, it means making sure someone is still treated like a professional, that they have a place to go to be productive and feel valued, even if they don't have a job title at the moment. It's all about protecting that sense of self-worth.
And boom, this testimonial from the brief just nails it. It shows the impact perfectly. Sarah here didn't just find a spot with Wi-Fi. She found a place that reminded her who she was professionally. That is what dignity in action looks like.
You know, the brief also calls out this super specific anxiety. They call it the coffee shop problem. And we've all been there, right? That awkward feeling where you have to keep buying lattes just so you don't get kicked out. Well, Joy's solution tackles this head-on. They offer welcoming spaces where you don't have to buy anything. It completely changes that vibe from "I don't belong here" to "this is my spot."
Okay, but here's the thing. A great strategy can't just be a bunch of nice words and promises. To really work, it needs proof. Something undeniable. You have to build trust with real, concrete actions.
And that's exactly where their accessibility pillar comes into play. For Joy, this isn't some vague idea. It means something super specific. Getting rid of the money barrier. Making sure you have a good place to work, especially when, every dollar counts.
And here is the ultimate proof. 0. That's it. Their main plan for anyone in a career transition costs absolutely nothing. That one number, 0, makes every single promise they made about support and dignity totally believable, right then and there. It's the action that proves all the empathetic words were real.
And if you look at the actual plans, you can see this free plus plan isn't just some useless trial version. It gives you real stuff. You get access to the free spaces, you're part of the community, you even get 1 premium reservation a month. It really is designed to meet people exactly where they are.
So the brief even gets into those nagging anxieties we all have, like this one. Are people going to judge me because I don't have a job right now? That's a real fear.
And I love the answer they have baked into their strategy. Not here. The whole idea is that the community is a mix of everybody. Freelancers, consultants, people between gigs. Everyone's just on their own path. And that simple idea just kind of dissolves that feeling of being judged.
And then, of course, there's the big one, the really practical question. Hey, I'm watching my budget like a hawk.
Can I actually use this?
And the answer is just a simple, straight-up yes. This brings it all back to that core idea of accessibility we talked about. It's clear, it's honest, and it just takes a huge weight off your shoulders if you're trying to be careful with money.
Okay, so let's zoom out a bit. We've gone deep into this one brief, but what are the big takeaways? What can we all learn from this blueprint for dignity?
For me, 4 things really jump out. First, empathy isn't just a soft skill, it's a hardcore business strategy. Second, when you design for your most vulnerable customer, you almost always end up making things better for everyone. Third, you don't build trust with talk, you build it with action. That $0 price tag is the perfect example. And last, focusing on human dignity can create a bond with your audience that's way stronger than just trying to get them to click a button.
And it all just comes together perfectly in this one line, the headline on their landing page, "You're between chapters, not lost." I mean, come on. That one sentence just wraps up their entire strategy. The empathy, the support, the belief in your dignity, it's all right there.
So, I want to leave you with this question. After seeing how this works, you just have to wonder, what would happen if every business started out by designing for its most vulnerable customer? What would our products look like? What would our companies look like? Just think about that for a second.